already know what it is. You know what we about. We are back. Kitchen Talk, man. This is a special episode because it's the last episode of the year. We going into the new year, and I know you got resolutions. I personally don't because I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do regardless. Big shout out to the whole gang. Free Ricky today. Free Ricky. Shout out to Holla Maroc. Shout out to my girl. Your tomboy, your favorite tomboy. You already know what it is. Your boy Maino. Kitchen Talk. It is not a cooking show. We got a special episode. Got my guy in here today, man. We got the one and only, the legendary Tracy Morgan. We talking Bed-Stuy. We talking Brooklyn. We talking about legendary shit. I'm talking about
comedy, movies, music, everything.
Everything.
Culture.
Yeah.
Trey, what's happening, baby?
Man, you know what it is, Pop.
What's the vibe?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good as a holiday season. I got the spirit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go to my crib, I got the lights everywhere. So
yeah,
I'm in the
lights
spirit.
everywhere. Yeah. That's very important.
I'm happy to be here. I feel fortunate, going through the things that I've gone through. I feel fortunate to see another Christmas.
Yes.
Every morning when I wake up, the first thing I do is lift up the shades. Even on a cloudy day, the sun is still up.
That's a fact,
the rest
brother.
of it is up to you.
That's a fact, brother. Let me tell you something, Trey. You from Bed-Stuy, I'm from Bed-Stuy, so we already connected like that. I mean, ain't nobody in here else from Bed-Stuy, right? I mean, we don't
anywho,
in here.
Anywho,
around.
We're still connected.
We allowed you to come in, but it's cool. We the most.
We're not just
from
from Bed-Stuy.
Yeah,
we from Bed-Stuy, do or die.
Yeah,
take the girl, kill the guy.
Woo! You talking that talk, baby?
Yep.
Hey, listen though. My thing with you is that, man, you've been famous for a long time, right? How did you become famous? And because I'm talking about I first remember seeing you in the 90s, right? But how did you navigate to get to that point, right? Coming from the style, coming from Brooklyn, it's a lot of turmoil going on in the late 80s and the 90s. Like, how you got past that, bro?
It first started in 1968 on November 10th at 5:25 in the morning when my mom's water broke. That's when I hit the fan.
Yeah.
It got
I was
real.
here.
Yeah.
That's when it started. People say, yo, how you get started in the show business when my mom's water broke?
Yeah.
I was born this way with a sense of humor. And sense of humor is the highest form of intelligence on the planet. You ask any woman what she loves most than any man. It's his sense of humor. And it started, I started to hone in on my craft when I was in high school. My dad did comedy in Vietnam. So I'm just really mimicking my dad. And you know what I'm saying? I didn't know I was going to be in show business. I thought I was going to go either in the NFL, because I played football in high school, or run track, because I ran track in high school. I thought I was going to do that. And comedy just fell in my lap. Making people laugh in the lunchroom. I mean, my boy Leroy, he was the other half of my funny. So we started snapping on each other in high school, and the whole school would cut class to see us in the parking lot snapping on each other. So that's when I knew I was funny. And I could sing, and I was funny, so I got the girls.
Right.
And then later on in my life, it turned into a business.
Right, but you was in Tompkins with it. Shout out to Tompkins Projects.
Yeah, that's where it started for me. My Uncle Michael. My father, my Uncle Michael, a.k.a. Fatty Love. He was charming, funny. He's a funny dude. So I love sleeping with Mike. I like sleeping in the morning because he'd be up at 4 in the morning making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So I learned a lot from Mike. That's my Mike. God bless his dead. I love you, Mike. Word up.
But like in the projects back then, everybody would hang around in front of the building, on the benches, in the lobby, on the basketball
We were
court.
poor, we were poor. But everybody around us was poor.
Right.
And when you go back to slavery, it was fiddler. It was the entertainer when they came out the cotton fields all day long. If somebody had to make them forget about that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you was funny there. You was funny in the trenches.
That's where it was. So if I could make a dude that just came home from doing 25 laugh, this is a cinch.
Right.
And that's how
At what point did you say, okay, I realize that I'm funny, but I feel like I'm funny enough to get in the show business?
That's not how it happened. When I seen
happened?
Def Jam first came on, and I seen Martin Lawrence. Big shouts to Martin. You my OG. I love you. And you know what it is, OG. So I seen Martin Lawrence doing it, and I said, wow. First it started with Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live. He looked like me. Eddie is from Bushwick. He's from the Bushwick section where we from. So he from Cooper, Eddie Murphy. So he looked like me. He talked like me. And that's when I see I could be a comedian. But Martin Lawrence made my dreams come true. When he started Def Jam, I did the first season of Def Jam. I met Martin Lawrence and I was enamored. He was my hero, you know? And then, like, after I did Def Jam, like 2 months later, he called me. I took my son downstairs to school. When I came up, God bless her dead, my first wife who passed away, she said, Martin Lawrence just called. I said, yeah, right. Ain't no Martin Lawrence call. He said he's going to call back in 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, Martin Lawrence called me. Yo, I got a character I want you to play on Martin.
Wow.
And I flew that night. I called my man Jam, J to the AM, got big up Jam, and he came down. Moms let him fly to LA with me. We was out there for a week. I was scared to death, but I knew if I came off, I could change my family life. So I laid it for fair. I went all out. And if you see, I did what I did.
Sure did.
I did what I did on Martin.
How did you get in the zone for that? Like, there has to be some things that you learned, some lessons you learned in that moment.
All of that was comedic instincts, man. Whenever you see me making people laugh, that's all comedic instincts. That's all that is. Making everybody laugh in Rutgers Park, and that's how I got my name. I went to school with Twan. He'd tell you he was there.
Shout out
really
to
like
Twan,
the New
man.
Yorkers.
Fez.
New York.
My man Twan made Fez magazine.
Yeah, shout out
Me and
to
him went to
Twan.
high school together. So he was at the snap sessions. He'd tell you how funny they were. And I was always been funny.
The fact that you was funny
Now,
naturally.
anybody could do comedy. I could teach you how to do comedy. But are you funny? From Hollywood, but is he good?
No, she not funny though. Like, I don't think she's
Richard Pryor was the king.
yeah, funny.
Richard Pryor was the king. And he was funny. Yo, listen, mama may have, papa may have, but God bless the child who got his own. I got a funny way of seeing things. I got a funny way of saying things. So I'm do me. All day long. That's my middle name. I'ma do. Not Diallo, but I'ma do what you do you, I'ma do me.
How was it working on a Martin set, though?
How was it working on the Martin set? Probably the time of my life. I met Martin on Def Jam, and Martin loved me, and he said, you know what? Come eat at my table. Come eat at my table. Just don't be greedy. Share. And that's what it was. It ain't a funny scene. If I just come off, we all got to come off. We all got to come off like a fat rat in a cheese factory. Come off. I bet not catch you on. I used to be on The Last OG, walk around on the set saying,
That was your
I
show.
bet not catch you acting on my set, or you will be escorted off. You get paid to be. Would you act that way if the cameras wasn't there? No. So why you doing it here? Well, you ain't got no lines. Be doing something. Let the camera find you. Be doing something. That's how I am. I taught Meth that. Always be doing something. Be known. I need authenticity on this set because The Last OG was authentic.
Yeah.
It was authentic. There are no Felicia Richards in the projects. My mom said, you call the cops on me, I hope they get here before I break your back. That's how my mom was. She had 4 boys. And where I come from, Tompkins, best style.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
gotta be tough.
That's right.
They be smacking you in the back of the neck when you go to the store and all that.
Yeah.
I'm not having it.
Yeah.
I'm not having it. I'm not having that. And my oldest brother,
all.
you wanna know how I got funny?
Uh,
My oldest brother, 2 years older than me, he was born with cerebral palsy. You know, kids
aunt
in the
had
school
that. Yeah.
kids in the school can be mean sometimes.
Right.
You go get your big brother, he come back with you. Now you gotta fuck him up. And you turn into a little cripple walk. And you fucking him up.
Right.
Couldn't do that. My brother's crippled. Here come my brother all crippled. Where you been? The fight is over. That's neither here nor there.
Oh, might as well be funny then.
So I had to be funny to keep the bullies on my ass, man.
That's my vein.
That's neither here nor there.
yo.
You know who allows me to be triple and all of that?
Yeah.
My brother.
He allowed you to.
He allowed me. He gave me permission.
What'd he say?
So I don't give a fuck what nobody else say.
What'd he say, Trey?
He said, you could do it. You make me laugh. I love it. I'd seen my brother walk that way and be that way my whole life. So he had gave me permission. I had to get it from him.
So all your comedy came from a real place.
It all comes from a real place. If you look at the Last OG, it's my life. I didn't do 15 years, but I know somebody who did. You come from the projects, man. I come from the judge. Me and you both come from Bed-Stuy.
Style.
Back in the days, you go down to the Albee Square Mall if you want to.
Yeah.
K-Sun and glazing on them. Now, I'm not going down there. I'm in and out. I'm going to get my baby blue valleys, and I'm gone.
Wow.
Simple and plain, man. I've been through a lot, man. I had my fledgling attempt at being a stick-up kid. That didn't work.
How that went?
Took the gun from me.
What? Wait.
Beat me up with the gun.
You're like, well, that's enough of that.
Oh no. Nope. We gonna pause on that. Hold on. So you stuck somebody up and they took the gun.
I thought I did.
You tried to.
I tried to.
I thought
I was trying to be tough on my
And
girlfriend.
that was the one time.
She wanted some door knockers.
So you decided to stick somebody up.
Yeah,
Well,
I thought I did.
allegedly.
I had no money to get him. The bull buy him.
And he took the gun from you.
So they took the gun.
He ain't take no gun.
You just made the story up?
He
Nah.
ain't take no gun. My cousin did the sticking them. I was standing watching. Marcy and Myrtle, right? The G train. I was just standing.
Marcy and Myrtle.
Then my
Myrtle
cousin
Wallaby?
took off running. I was just walking behind him, looking.
That's right by the.
By
yeah.
Marcy.
Yeah.
No, I know where he said
Marcy
and
Projects,
Myrtle.
definitely.
That's
The
right
G
there.
train.
Yes.
The G train.
You got a problem? I know where it's at.
I know I got jumped though.
You got jumped.
Yeah, but wasn't that the transfer? What was the Decepticons?
Decepticons.
Yeah, they caught me for my bubble goose.
Where?
Right, a horn, skimmer horn. Remember I had the bubble goose, the red black one, and dude bust me open and one of my arms and all the feathers
Yeah, all the
came
feathers came
out.
out.
And I went to school the next day. One arm was flat and this one was still
Still
flat.
wear it, though.
Electrical grade tape
Still
on
gonna
my
wear
back.
it.
Electrical grade tape on my back.
Not the electrical.
What school?
Decepticon.
What high school you went to?
I went to D with Clinton in the Bronx.
Oh,
Yeah, I ran away from home young. I went to live with my pops.
your pops lived in the Bronx.
Yeah, that was my father. I wanted to be with my father. You know, I swam around in his nuts. So I wanted to go see my pop.
Makes sense.
I swam around in his nuts.
So let me go chill with my
That's
dad.
daddy.
Uh-huh.
That was my daddy. When I got up there, he put me in D with Clinton. That's when I met Torn.
Wow.
He was chilling.
Wow.
I used to sell lunch tickets.
Wow.
I worked at Yankee Stadium too. The old one. I scalped tickets, sold souvenirs, sold pretzels, and sold
How did
cocaine.
You was a
All at the
hustler.
same time.
You
At the
was a
same
hustler.
time.
With the same cart.
I was getting money.
With the same cart.
Yes, with the same cart.
Do
They
you-
need that's when grams was 21 a gram.
Do you
But I'm
remember-
getting 45 for mine, regardless how it go down.
You remember your pitch?
Yeah. Souvenirs here, check them out. You want it, I got it. If I ain't got it, I'm gonna get it while the getting's
Getting is
good.
good.
Get it?
That was it.
That was my pitch. That was my pitch.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did you write your jokes on Martin?
Did I write my jokes?
Like-
Nah.
They just came?
They would write stuff. It was on a sheet. They would write on your script, and I put on my own stuff. That was all Tracy Morgan. That was all improv. When I did that was me.
Yeah, I know.
So that's why everybody's laughing. And I would make Martin Lawrence laugh.
Uh-huh.
I would make him crack up
Right.
in the scene. That's why I love Martin. I was just talking to Martin recently. He loved me. I love Martin. Martin is like my dad, man. I love Martin, man. He put me on.
So you attribute Martin is the person who actually put you on.
Big cause. And Eddie. Eddie, when I seen Eddie the first time,
You was in
on Saturday Night Live in the 80s.
Saturday Night Live.
Never seen
That's
nothing
right.
like it.
Because you
But-
went from there, then you did Saturday Night Live.
When I left Martin,
Right.
that's when Martin and Gina had their problems.
Right.
And I went to Saturday Night Live. I remember when I came home and I was so loyal to Martin. And my wife, she's dead now. God bless her dead. I love you, Sabina. She said, Barry Katz and them called. They want to get you a tryout to Saturday Night Live. I said, what? I'm staying with Martin. And my wife looked at me and said, you know who came from Saturday Night Live? I said, who? She said, Eddie Murphy.
Right.
I said, I'm going for a tryout. And I beat out 1,500 other black men for that spot.
Wow. How many years you was on there?
7.
7 years.
I was on 30 Rocks for 7. Saturday Night Live for 7, 30 Rock for 7. So
30 Rock
a
came
lot of
after Saturday Night Live.
30 Rock came after that. So the first it was Saturday Night Live. Then I did something that no other cast members did. I had a TV show on NBC while I was still a cast member on Saturday Night. I had the Tracy Morgan show
Oh yeah.
with Tamala Jones,
Right.
Marcy Kersey. They did the Cosby Show.
Right.
And that ran for a year. And then Tia said, yo, Trey, I want you to do 30 Rock with me. I said, I'm down. And then I asked Alec Baldwin. I said, you gonna do it? He said, you gonna do it? I said, I'm doing it. And we did it. And we have the record for Emmys. We have 29. And I've been nominated twice. Yep.
Talk your shit, man.
So I'm just living my life.
And you just keep it
But I still
evolving.
go back home But when I go back home to Tompkins, I don't go back empty-handed. We just gave out food this past Saturday in Bed-Stuy. Food and toys. Because we want everyone to have a great Christmas like us. Why these kids can't have a good Christmas like mine?
That's right.
So I try to do something with my Walmart money or whatever and my prestige, and I take back to my community. There's some people that can't go back home. Jesus couldn't go back to Bethlehem. He had seen too much. Been around the world, seen too much.
I want to get into that Walmart moment. Like, that was a really scary moment for everybody watching it. But I'm sure for you, you were in a coma.
My friend died. My friend's neck was broke so bad, his face was on his back. I broke every bone in my face. My femur was in little pieces. My ribs were broke. My spinal cord was touched. I had traumatic brain injury. You see the scars. And I was in a coma for 10 days. And when I came out the coma, I was blind for a week. And I just thank the Lord that I'm still here. I feel fortunate. People see me in the street sometimes. They say, you lucky. I said, no, I'm not. You want luck, go to Vegas. You want luck, go to Atlantic City. I'm fortunate.
He's not done
I'm
with
very
you
fortunate.
From that night, you just remember doing, because you had a show that night, right?
We did this show in front of 3,500 people. And the picture that you see is, they gave me a standing ovation. I'm standing, I said, yo, Artie, take a picture of me. And he took the picture, and that was the last picture. And then when we stopped at a 7-Eleven, my agent was there. He was with us. And as we were leaving, my daughter, the reason why my daughter and my ex-wife wasn't there is because my daughter was 10 months old, and she had a toothache. She had a fever. So I said, Megan, you stay here. I'll be back. I'm going to go get a bag. And look what happened. I know my daughter might not have survived, and my ex-wife probably wouldn't have lived. But I'm here, and they're here, and everyone is fine, and I just thank the Lord. But as we were leaving out, because I wanted to get back to my daughter, I said, come on, y'all, let's get in the van, let's go.
It was a Sprinter.
Yeah, it was a Sprinter. And my agent hugged me because I've had him since he was 19. And I said, I love you, Maddie. He said, I love you, Trey. And as we pulled off, he looked at the back of the brake lights, and something came over him. But he shook it off and left. And an hour later, look what happened. It was all over the news. And my lawyer told me the two biggest car crashes in history was mine and Princess Diana's.
But that's a very traumatic experience. Did anything, do
You'll
you
never
feel like
forget it.
anything changed in you?
Yeah, I feel like I got funnier.
Oh, yeah? Got more to talk about?
I got a second chance because 14 weeks after I got hit, I hosted Saturday Night Live. Wow. And I was worried. I thought God had took my funny from me. But before that, the producer of the Emmys called me and said, I want you to, because nobody, y'all hadn't seen me until Matt Lauer interviewed me. It was the first time I appeared on TV. And then I got a call from the producer of the Emmys, and he said, I want you to introduce and present the last award, which is Viola Davis. I want you to present that. But you got to promise me something. I said, what? He said, you can't do Saturday Night Live yet. And I said, I won't. I want my community to welcome me back. So when I came out and I get that big, long standing ovation, I'm seeing LL cry. I'm seeing all these people, Tina Fey. I'm seeing Lauren Mike. I'm seeing everybody. And they were just happy that I was back. And then I did Saturday Night Live, but I was worried that I wasn't funny no more. And we did the dress show, and it went okay. But in between, I told Lauren, I said, yo, Lauren, I don't know if I could do this, man. He said, Tracy, they're not here because you're funny. They just happy you're alive. And then at that point, I let go and let God, and everything turned out okay. And as we were saying goodnight, I had my wife, my ex-wife, my daughter, my son on the stage with me, and I was saying goodnight, and I said in front of 20 million people, Lauren Michael, I love you like I love my daddy. Because he's like my dad. Lauren Michael's called over 1,000 times and I got hit by that truck. Then there's Ben Morelli, my lawyer. He beat Walmart single-handedly. I call him Vito Corleone. He made them an offer they can't refuse. Regular. Stay regular.
Do people feel like you?
Yeah,
it's always people that feel like you
I ain't changed. They did. They did. I'm regular.
That's a fact.
They did. Right. When people say you changed, yeah, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, I changed. My address changed. My zip code changed.
That's right.
All that changed, but I'm still regular.
But at the end of the day,
I'm a grown man.
That's
like
right.
I'm 54 years old, and I ain't got no time to play games with you.
That's right.
I'm out. When I just barked on the dude, big dude. Yo, why you don't answer your phone when I called you? Who are you? Who the f you talking to?
Chill.
Right, answer. You ain't my. You gotta answer my phone when you call me. Matter of fact, I'm blocking you right now. I dare you to call me again. Make me come out to LA. I'm not coming out there by myself. Bring some gorillas with me. Word is bone. All good. How I escaped the trap. How we escaped the trap.
That's right.
We made our mistakes. I've been through the system. Been to the island twice. Yeah, I did my time. But then
all that made you who you are today, though.
all of it. You know, I asked you, Maino. I asked you and I asked you. If you could talk to your 6-year-old self, what would you tell him? You wouldn't tell him nothing. You tell him, keep playing. You're doing great. If there was anything you could change about you, what would it be? It would be nothing, because then you wouldn't be the woman that you are. I love him, good, bad, or indifferent. Don't change nothing. I love him just the way he is.
Take that pain, take those losses,
all
take
of
those
that.
Wins, all that.
All of that. Give me all.
Part of the process.
The winner don't pray to God. He don't thank God. The winner's celebrating. He popping champagne and all that. The loser is the one that got to go back to the drawing board. They cursing God out in the locker room. We took our losses. I don't remember no standing ovations, but I do remember every time I got booed. Because I learned. You don't learn when you win. You learn when you lose.
So
now you got to go back. Yes, that's absolutely. I know that I got people I meet every day. You know, some people in your life for a reason. Some for a season, some for a lifetime.
What was your first movie you was in?
My very first one was called 30 Years to Life. My first year on Saturday Night Live with Vanessa Williams, and I loved it. Alan Payne. Homegirl from Living Single. It was such an experience, and it was so great.
What homegirl from Living Single? Who's that?
The dark-skinned one.
Who was that?
She was awesome. I forget her name. Paula J. Parker. It was great. It's called 30 Years of Life. It's on YouTube right now. You can see it.
Back then, they had a different stable of women back then.
Yo,
in showbiz, right?
Paula J. Parker.
Yeah, that was hot.
You know, yeah. You got the different people now.
Right.
You got the different people, but back then when I came up, was no phones and
right.
It wasn't none of that. You had to bring it. You get on
you
stage, like Biggie said, you lay it down quite flat. You had to bring it. I was funny. If to be on Def Jam, nigga, nah, you can't be a little bit funny. You got to throw down. You see Bernie Mac, I ain't scared of you. Oh, you got to bring it. I was on stage doing the Fat Michael Jackson with the cut-off sock.
Speaking of Def Jams, what's the competition between comedians like? Like, what is that?
There is no competition. I don't compete with anyone. No man is your enemy. Every man is your teacher.
In general, though, because I've seen comedians go back and forth with each other.
Yeah, we don't do that. That's stupid. I don't know why you do that. I don't do that. You don't see Trey in the beef with nobody.
Right.
You seen Trey Little Rel try to go there, Tiffany try to, but I don't beef for nobody. I love everyone. Anyone that makes people try to make people laugh, you get props from me because I know how difficult it can be. Especially from your fans who don't got nothing to laugh about. Nothing. I'm from a project. So if I can make them laugh, this is a cinch. We on welfare. We get food stamps. We in the number hole, all of that. So I was funny in there. You know what I'm saying? So anything other than that is a cinch to me. I'm just staying who I am. You ain't never see Trey go outside of character. I talk like this and all that.
That's right.
I don't do other stuff like that. I'm not trying to be nobody. I'm not. I am who I am. Who I'm not, I'll never be. Ain't no crime in protecting your energy. I'm already giving you game.
So check this out. You being you, and you standing on who you are, you standing on your business, right? We're in a different time from the time that you came up in, right?
Nope.
You don't
funny
think so?
Is funny.
Right. Funny is funny, but
Richard Pryor made this funny. Listen, people always gonna need something to laugh about.
No, but listen, people a lot more sensitive now. You can't say this, you can't say that.
Not me.
You don't seem to care about that.
I created a lane, man.
You don't care about none of that.
I built a career off of getting girls pregnant. Who ain't saying that? I built a career off getting girls pregnant.
Let's talk about that.
How many kids do you have?
On the books or off?
On the books or off.
Anybody said nothing to me? If somebody come up to me and go, Daddy, yeah, where your mama at?
Off the books, we thinking what?
About 20.
20 off the books.
Yeah.
On the books. On the books.
20 on the books?
Off the book? 4.
4 on the books.
4.
20 off the books.
About
At any given
20,
time,
30,
somebody could just
30,
walk.
Yo, listen, I'm trying to break Eddie Murphy's record, man.
What's his
I'm
record?
trying to break Gundy. I'm trying to break Bob Marley's record.
What's Eddie record?
About 40, 50. I'm trying to break records. I'm trying to break Gundy's record.
So condoms is not in your forecast.
Huh?
Condoms.
Nah, condoms is for the birds. Rubbers is for the birds, man. I ain't got no time for that. This only stay hard 10 minutes, man. You get on it. Get yours.
So no foreplay.
You got time to be tearing open no packages. I'll look at the rubber in the package. I ain't got time for that.
So you don't
Pass me that easy glide. Pass me that easy glide. Pass me that easy glide.
Not the easy glide.
You're not that guy.
You know what Easy Glide is, don't you?
I go to CVS in front of a whole crowd of people and put 2 bottles of Easy Glide on the counter. Y'all all know what this is for. Y'all all know what this is for. Don't play no games with me. Or you can get this.
2 bottles.
Look at you. Look at you.
Easy Glide. The fact that you know what Easy Glide is, don't you? Because you jumped on that point. Yes, you do. Yes,
what is it, lube?
Then she said, "What is it, lube?"
What's that for? What do with that? Cause it look like a little ding-a-ling. Oreos look like dinner plates, yo. Look like somebody put some chocolate in the dinner plate. You know you want to laugh.
Yo, this is funny though. Damn. So I mean, this you.
Yo, son, you see this funny you get right now?
Yeah,
That's what Howard Stern get.
that's a fact. It's easy, no pressure. It's
I tell my
natural.
kids, you can get anything you want for Christmas. Just tell your mother to come back here and gag.
You said that to your kids?
You can get that SAG card. You can gag. You want to gag for that SAG? You can gag for the. You can gag for the. That's what your good.
No, nasty.
She take it out of her mouth. She got that long spit chain connected to it.
Yeah.
Look, yeah.
This is getting
Let's
graphic.
You're out of line.
This is graphic.
Let's get some mascara running.
Yeah, let's broaden your
Let's
eyes.
get the mascara running.
Yeah.
Look like a raccoon. I don't play no game.
Nah.
I'm going past the knuckle.
You want
Past the knuckle.
You met a lot of people though, man. Who? You met a lot of people though.
So,
Nobody.
You met Michelle Obama.
I met Michelle. That was my booby. We used to deal.
It was-
She used to deal. I just wanted my kids to be raised in the White House. That's all. Right? I'm dead. They love daddy.
Not
They
just
love daddy.
my booby.
Listen.
Yo, look at Sasha. Who
storyline.
Sasha look like? Me and Michelle.
Wow. Listen,
That's
you
your
said
story.
it. You said a joke one time. You said you was in the White House, and it was, I guess it was some type of party. Said everybody was there. A lot of stars was there, and then from across the room, you said you locked eyes with Michelle Obama, and she walked up and she said, "Hi, Tracy," and you said, "My dick got hard."
Yeah, my like this. My like this in my pants. She seen it. She seen it. She said, "Hi, Tracy."
and then that awkward
And a
hug
little
when
bit
you know
of tongue
someone's
came
hard.
out.
A little bit of a little bit of tongue came out.
I seen Barack get jealous.
Yo.
Him and Stedman always getting jealous.
So are you
You
dating
said,
now?
hold on.
Am
You
I
said
dating
him
now?
and Stedman?
Am I dating now?
Yeah.
Stedman.
He said Stedman. Well, you said him and Stedman?
Not really. Listen, I'm
Like,
single, man. I'm single. When I'm locked down, I'm locked down, man. It takes all the pressure off, and I can just focus on being funny and living my life. But when I'm single now, and I'm
You out
just
here
living,
running through shit.
no, I got to get back to me. I'm the most important thing in my life right now. I got to get back to me. I'm not worrying about that. That ain't going nowhere.
That's right.
I could do good by myself. I ain't got to do bad. I could do good.
So you're dating.
I'm not concerned about it. I'm more about the mature, the intimacy, Let's
Yeah.
watch a movie together and then talk about it. You got every time I'm around you.
Facts.
Every time
Say
I'm around you, I got to stick
sexual.
my dick up in something. I don't feel like it. Women act like men don't be in the mood all the time. I'm not a horn dog like that.
Right.
Sometimes there's other shit I want to do. I got problems. I'm thinking about something. I got a task ahead of me. I'm getting ready to do something with Eddie Murphy and them now for
What
the
you about to
Emmys.
do?
Probably present me, Janet, all of us. Present for Eddie. I don't know. But I got to think about my task. All the other shit is secondary. Money's necessary. Secondary. My father told me a long time ago, you're not a man when you can get something. You're a man when you can walk away from it. If it ain't right, I'm gone. We got to be fair to one another and have divine understanding. I ain't even got to talk to you. All I got to do is look at you, and you know up ahead. Let's go this way. She with daddy. She's a rider. That's what I'm looking for, that rider. I'm 54 years old now, man. I ain't got time for that. I'm a father. I ain't got time for that. I'm about to be a grandfather or something, man. I'm mature. I'm 54. I already got one foot in the grave, man. I done been through a lot of shit. Been hit by cars, got kidney transplants, all kind of shit, man. My ex-girlfriend gave me a kidney. I've been through a lot. Don't you think I've been through enough?
That's a fact.
And I'm still here making them laugh. That's strength.
Who makes you laugh? Like, who brings you back
The
when
truth.
you're like in a...
It don't matter where it come from. I don't care about celebrity stuff. If it's the truth, I'm dying. Because you're going to say, that's me. And that's going to make you laugh. When I look at the 5 heartbeats, I say, which one is me? I'm Duck. I know I'm Duck.
You Duck?
I'm Duck. Duck. JT, let's do it like we did in the tunnel. Is there a heart? Is there a heart? That's me. That's the type of dude I am. I watch this joint right here. And I'm listening. Some people want to be entertained. I want to listen. What you saying.
Right.
What Bruce Lee is saying, his philosophy. You got to learn. You live and learn and let learn. Simple and plain. If I'm with a woman and I can't teach her something or show her something or say something to her that she ain't never heard before, then what good am I?
Right. That's a fact.
What good am I? She out there, that shorty's out there. She gonna come to me and I'm gonna meet her in the middle. And just when it's my time to go, make sure you send me away right. Make sure my hair is cut, my Murray's is right. Make sure I'm looking good in the coffin. Make sure I'm looking good in the coffin. You know why I'm still here, Maino?
Why, bro?
And I ain't dying in an accident? Because my room wasn't ready.
Wow.
When your room is ready, your room is ready. More people are afraid of how they're gonna die than actually dying. Because one day everybody in this room ain't gonna be here. But nobody want to die on the Titanic. Nobody want to jump off the roof of the burning World Trade Center. Nobody want to die like that. Nobody want to burn up. Nobody want to drown. I want to go one way, of old age in the bed with my great-great-great-great-grandkids around me. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Still living my life one day at a time.
That's right.
Keeping my eyes and my ears open for anything that's funny. My sense of humor. I could take something that's normal and put funny in it. Martin Lawrence used to give me an exercise. He would put an orange on the table and say, find the funny in that. Can you? Just like he does. He takes everyday normal stuff and write a magnificent, masterful rhyme. Because nobody see like he see. He's seen it a certain way that nobody on the planet see it. And he got to keep that. You can't lose that. He knows that his natural progression is now acting. He gonna have to come to me. And I'm gonna show him everything he need to know on the set.
Hey, you gonna help me get
me where acting school is, huh?
No, we ain't doing acting school. We help me get my part.
No,
when you get your part, you'll call me.
When my part,
when you get your part, you'll call me and you come to the crib. We gotta go over the script.
That's right.
Come over.
I want to play a priest in a horror movie.
No, you might not.
But that's the role.
They might play you against. You don't know what's inside.
I understand, but I want to play
I know what you want, but that's not what the studio gonna want.
Right.
They might want to see you cry. I need you to be very emotional. This is why you're getting the big bucks. Now you better walk away and figure it out. You gotta go somewhere to a place you ain't never been. You ain't been in a long time, and you're gonna have to tap into that pain, and you're gonna have to bring it in the scene. Take your time in the scene, Maino. Stop rushing.
Snot and everything.
Let the camera take your
I
time.
can do
this for you.
We got enough film. We got enough film for you to get there. When you look at me in First Sunday with Ice Cube, and I Brother Divine to sing it to me, I'm already in pieces. Because I was that little boy that went through that traumatic stage in my life when I was 6. I went back there, and it came. And then after he said, cut, go in the trailer and get yourself together. Because I still got to work. I still got to do the rest of the scene. But it was incredible. And that was my most proudest moment in my career, was the day I was able to go there, because I'm affiliated with being funny. So I don't know about crying. And I was worried the whole month. I'm like, David Talbot directed, how I'm going to get to this emotion? He would blow me off. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. First, when I got the part, we went to lunch. And he brought up all my past. We talked about my past, me as a child, all of that stuff. And then I went home. And then I was worried, how we gonna get there? How we gonna get it? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And the day when we was to shoot that scene, he came in my trailer. We started talking about that. So I was already in pieces. I was in pieces. You understand what I'm saying? I was in pieces. And when she said, my husband had a nose just like yours, it got me. Got me. And it's very hard to eat chicken and cry at the same time. Most actors can't do that.
You can't eat chicken and cry at the same time.
You gotta stay in the scene. You gotta stay. I will tell you, Maino, stop it. Stay in the moment. When you think about the past, it fills you with anger. When you think about the future, it fills you with worry. Stay in the moment. You know where we are in this moment right now? We making history. We in the moment. Stay in the moment. That's the way you do it. Stay in the moment. When you in that booth, nigga, stay in the moment. When you're in front of that camera, stay in the moment. Stop worrying about what's out there. Stay in the moment. With your other actors, stay in the moment. Because it's a masterpiece where you're not just thinking about you. You got to think about him. You got to think about everybody together. Y'all in the moment. When we was doing them films, we was a family. We was in the moment. When you look at First Sunday, we in the moment. We in the moment. And that's what I learned. That's what I learned from Mars. Stay in the moment.
So that's what you would say to your 6-year-old self?
Huh?
So that's what you would say to your 6-year-old self?
Stay in the moment. You're doing great. Stay in the moment, brother.
Moment.
You're doing great. You're doing okay. You know where you could have been? In the box somewhere.
Right.
Stay in the moment, Maino.
One underground and one
stay in the
on the
moment.
tier.
Stay in the moment. That's it.
Now you here getting
Because you remember, look how far you've come.
That's right.
Stay in the moment.
That's right.
Period. That's what I've learned as far as acting is concerned along the way. I remember when I first became famous, I was nervous. I didn't know everybody looking at me. I got a propeller hat on.
You had to adjust to that. How did you do that?
Well, one day, this is what helped me. My oldest brother, Jim, he really came across to help me. That's my brother. When daddy wasn't there, he was daddy. So one day, he has a rap group called First Roots, and they performing at some club in Manhattan, and I'm there with my propeller hat on, and I'm doing Uptown Comedy and all that now. So everybody's looking at me. Everybody's looking at Biscuit. Everybody's looking at me, and I'm like nervous about it. I didn't know how to handle being famous. I didn't know what that was. And I said, yo, Jim, man. Everybody keep looking at me, man. And he said, man, nobody could be looking at you. You know how many comedians out here, nobody looking at? Get used to it. You famous. Ooh. And that right there helped me deal with it. And then I started drinking. I got on SNL, started drinking because to do live television in front of 20 million people every week, it's like being shot out of a cannon. And then there's a party, the hottest ticket in town. Denzel in there, Eddie in there, the hottest ticket in town, and the parties were too late. I started drinking because when you're famous and funny, every time you go into the club, there's always somebody go, yo, can I get you a drink? Can I get you a drink? Because they think when you're drunk, you're going to make them laugh. But being drunk has nothing to do with your sense of humor.
Nah.
You're not even focused when you're alleviated.
You never.
So I'm an alcoholic. I started drinking, and I got 2 DUIs in 1 year. I thank the Lord I ain't lose my legs, and I ain't kill nobody, and I ain't go to jail. I was on 30 Rock, and I got 2 DUIs, one in LA and one here. And on the one I got here, it was funny because Jim Jones, we was at a party in the city, and I think Strahan was having a party, and Jim Jones, me and Jim was talking, was kicking it, all that. Then when I left, this girl that I didn't want to deal with her no more, she must have knew people on the force. So I got on the West Side Highway, and they pulled me over at 125th. My cousin Love was in the car with me. And he was like, yo, Trey, let's switch. And the cop said, nah. And they took me in. That was the last time I got arrested for drunken driving.
And you haven't drank since?
Huh?
You haven't drank since?
No, I've been clean 25 years now. Matter of fact, I'm an advocate against it. That should be your last drink. That should be your last cigarette. Every time you pull on the cigarette, it puts years on you.
Who's that's out there smoking?
But you know what I do?
Drinking.
You know what I do? What I say? I'm an alcoholic. And the minute I can't say that, I'm doomed.
So you still own that? You still say that you're alcoholic?
I'm an alcoholic.
Even though you haven't had a drink in 25 years?
I can't have one drink. I have one drink, I got to have another and another and another. Now I'm back to square one. And I'm not doing that again. My dad died of AIDS, man. I don't want to end up like that. He died of AIDS young. I was 30. He was 39 when I was 19. He came home from Vietnam hooked on heroin. Because if you try it once, you hook from heroin. That's my dad. But he gave me knowledge himself before he left. I'm here.
So even though you haven't had a drink in 25 years, you still claim that you are?
Because that's in me. It's in my blood. The addiction runs in my family. You know how many family members died of AIDS? You know how many family members I've seen on dope as a kid? Heroin and crack and all that. It's in my family. And I know I don't want to be a statistic. So I pipe down with it. I chill. And I don't be out there and I don't wear my pants sag. I don't do none of that. I'll be in the bed by 9:30, man. I'm 54. I ain't got time for that. I don't care what kind of cars I got. I ain't driving that shit around all night. When the sun start going down, I go in the house. You know why? Because that's when the wolves come out. I used to be one. I know. Nobody doing no crimes in the daylight. I got to go in. You hit this Bugatti, you ain't got no money to pay for this.
That's right.
So I drive in the daytime, then I go in the crib. I make my rounds in the Heights, and then I go in the house.
The Heights.
I do my hunting grounds, and then I go in the house.
Why don't you have a book yet?
I do. It's called Tracy Morgan. I'm the New Black. Been out. When I was on 30 Rock. Yeah, it's bestseller. I have two books out. I have a cooking book. Last OG cooking book.
Did you know that?
Yes.
What?
You read it?
Yeah, I didn't read it, but I knew that.
But it goes back to before I was born. It goes back to my dad in Vietnam. My mom's had me at 18, had my brother at 16. It goes back to then. The trauma started a long time ago. The trauma in our life. You got to think about that. That don't go away. It's like Vietnam. My father's in Vietnam. 17 years old, you drafted. I know where I got my name Tracy from. When he got drafted, became friends with this Irish boy, 17 years old. And they was on a plane going to Vietnam. He got deported to Vietnam and they became real close. 2 days after that boy got there, he stepped on the mine and was blown to pieces. My father gave me his name.
Wow.
Tracy Morgan. So when they book me, they don't know what they get. They think they're getting an Irish woman. Tracy Morgan. Everybody don't know Maino. I watched this perform in front of 20,000 people in that arena.
Yeah.
Now we sitting here talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's life.
It's life,
You
man.
can't look at nobody else's backyard. You just got to take care of yours.
That's right, because where you at today, one day you prayed just to be there, right? So, like, where you at right now, it was a time when you just
Maino never wanted to be nobody else. He was inspired, but he loved being him.
That's right.
I love being me. You love being you. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? So there you go. People start making up in their head. They start thinking something's wrong with them. Something wrong with me. I got to be like him. No, you don't.
No.
God made you. There's only one of you. One set of your fingerprints.
That's right.
And always remember, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used you against the court of law.
Sure will.
There's some niggas I don't even talk to because I have the right to remain silent.
You said something too. I think it was on the Breakfast Club or something where you was like, if you want to know how somebody feel about you, stay silent.
Yeah. If you want to know how somebody, you shut your mouth because they can't wait to tell you. They can't wait to tell you who won't win and why. They can't wait to tell you, but you got to listen. It's the reason why God gave you two of these, and one of these. Shut the up. Listen.
Listen more than you
That's
talk.
the smartest thing you could do in business. Listen. That's how motherfuckers be getting took because they don't listen.
You gotta listen, Jermaine.
Oh, is that so?
When I talk,
and
you
think.
gotta listen.
You better think. Think. That's what Aretha Franklin said. You better think. Think what you trying to do to me. You better think about what you trying to do to me. Because whatever you say to me, rubs off me, it sticks to you. Big shouts to Meth. I love you, baby.
What you got going on next, though, bro?
Well, right now, I'm on tour.
You on tour right now?
Yeah, I'm doing a special in May 20th in Boston at the Wilbur Theater. I got a big following in Boston. So we're going to film the special there. And I'm looking for that. No, it's for HBO Max.
HBO Max.
Yeah, we're going to film that. And then I have an animated TV show on CBS. And I also got hopefully a sitcom coming out on CBS.
Last OG, I love that show because it was real.
My story.
Was that a show that you came up with?
Yeah.
You came up with that show on
Yeah,
your own?
me and my boy Mark Theobald.
You had 4 seasons out of that, right?
Yeah, we got 4 seasons out, but it happened because when I was home from the hospital in my wheelchair, looking at the 40th anniversary, crying because I'm not there, and Saturday Night Live. It's Saturday Night Live 40th, and I wasn't there. I was a big part of that. And I called, my son came downstairs one day. He turned on P and Kill. Kill and P and Kill. Kill.
Yeah.
And it was the funniest thing I ever said. And I told my agent, I said, I want to meet that guy, Peel. He said, I know him. He's one of my clients. While everybody was watching the Emmys, when everybody was there, I stayed up in my room. I had to stay up in my room because they didn't want nobody to see me in LA. So I stayed in my room, and then I had lunch that day with Peele, Jordan Peele.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 Oscars now. And I pitched it to him. I pitched The Last OG to him. I called it The Last OG because Jimmy Mack was my last OG. My father was my first. All right? So I pitched it to him, and he took it, and he ran, and he made all that, and it was crazy. Wavy. I didn't know what Wavy was. I didn't know Homeboy Max B. I don't know Wavy. I ain't never heard that. I'm 54.
Right.
My as far as hip-hop was KRS-One and Rod, I'm old school. I was a kid in the 80s, and that's when all that came out. So he did it in the first season with Tiffany was incredible. Me and her had that chemistry, and then she went on to do other bigger things, and I hope she does well in her career and everything. And it was fun. I had a lot of fun for 4 seasons. They let me tell my story, and that's what you want. You want to tell your story. If Maino could write rhymes, he could write a script.
I wrote scripts.
You should sell them.
I'm
Because life is about ideas.
Right.
We was all an idea in God's mind.
Right.
Now we're here.
Hold on, you wrote scripts?
Yeah.
Where are they?
You should sell it.
I got some coming.
You should sell it.
I got some that I shot.
But this is what I need you to do. I
coming.
need you to get with a big studio. That's where I come in, with the connect.
Let's make it happen.
We'll talk about it.
Right there.
Because if I like it, then we have other writers that could put stuff to it. Because we can't write a documentary and all that.
I'm gonna show you.
We gotta write it for TV or movies. That means it can't be the truth.
Right.
It gotta be a movie. We want people to come see it. Because at the end of the day, it's all about asses in the seats.
That's right. I'm gonna show you something after the show.
Let's do it. Well, I don't want to see it.
Why you want to see it?
Because you guys gotta go through a third hand.
Well, it's the third hand in here.
No, not that. It gotta go through my agent. I'm teaching you something. This is how you're gonna avoid lawsuits.
Right.
Because all great minds think alike.
Right.
You can say, he stole that idea from me. So you don't want that.
Mm.
I'm teaching you now.
Mm.
Don't do that. That's your
Don't do that. That's your.
You do not want nobody suing you for your all great minds think alike. All great minds. I learned that early. I wrote scripts, and my agent said, no, that should go through my hands to you. Because there could be a lawsuit there. So don't ever do that again. I said, okay.
Agent first.
Yeah, just send it. I'll give you it'll come to me next week. That's how it has to be done. Because that's protocol. This interview was heavy.
Yeah.
When you look at it, when y'all look at the tapes, it was great, and we ain't even finished.
Oh, this is real talk, bro. This is.
I love you. You know what it is.
You my dog.
You don't got to know nobody a million years to love them.
Yeah.
I love you just because you. There's only one man on the planet.
That's right.
So is there another one? But he on the other side of the planet, and you ain't got the time or the money to go see that. So you got to deal with him.
Yeah.
You got to deal with this.
Whether you like it or not.
There was another one, but he on the other side of the planet.
Yeah.
And you ain't got the time or the money to go to see him. So you got to deal with this one.
Nah, it's real, bro.
Simple and plain. Life is good. Love is great. God is everything.
That's a fact.
After the accident, people see me, they say, your life, God is good. I said, no, you wrong. God is everything. He good, bad, and ugly. You don't want to with him. If you think Satan is bad, guess who created him? So any man, woman, or child who hasn't made their decision has already made their decision. So if I'd have died in that accident, I would have been all right because I know where I'm going after this. I'm going home.
Feel like you see things clearer now after the accident?
Yeah, I feel clear. I'm building my house, man. And I don't build my house on a bridge because life is just a bridge. I'm building my house on the other side of the bridge. So when I enter his kingdom, I got somewhere to live. My door is always open to you and you.
Her too?
Come in.
Okay.
Just don't be eat. Just don't be greedy.
We gonna have to stop at the door.
Nah, let her in, Maino. Maino, let her in.
Go up.
That's crazy. Even in
Check her
Can't stop
pocket.
God, bro.
We gotta check our pockets though.
If you're telling
we gotta check our pockets.
We should really talk to you all day.
We got.
That's why I was saying the book thing. I'm like, maybe you had a book, but you need one with all these experiences that you just spoke to us.
No, I'll wait until I get older. Derek Jeter tried to write a book with me when I first came out for that. I said no. Maybe when I'm older, I'll see things in a different perspective.
Right.
Not now. I'm still living my life now. And I don't feel like reliving that accident again. Everybody else wanted to make love, but my friend died. A dear friend. I don't want to. No.
Get it, man. Man, thanks for coming, bro.
Thanks for having me. I love you,
love
man.
you, man.
Love all three of
For
y'all.
real.
Word is
Dog.
born.
For real. Thank you for coming, man. My God, Tracy is in the building. He pulled up on us, man. You already know what it is. It's Fox Soul. Rest in peace, Spider. Rest in peace, Shoe Shine. Rest in peace, Jonah.
Rest in peace, Jimmy Mack.
Yeah, definitely, 100%, man. Free Ricky till they free Ricky. But before we get out of here, right? We want to bring bread with us. We got some food. I want you to eat before you leave, though. You
Not a salami and cheese sandwich.
Yeah, definitely. You like salami?
You ain't got no spice ham? You don't need to have spice ham?
Honey glaze.
Spice ham.
Shout out to Pearls Monroe.
Y'all got welfare cheese?
No, we ain't got the welfare cheese.
Cut the welfare cheese with a butter knife. Your grilled cheese sandwich be this thick, brother.
Broken.
Nah, the government cheese, that block of cheese
Thick.
was so good.
Best.
I was gonna
My
say,
mom
it was
used to go
good,
get it
though.
cut. My mom used
Really?
to get it
My
cut.
grandmother used to cut it herself. Oh my
Make
God.
them slice it thin.
But when
make
I was
them wash
younger,
it
I
thin.
didn't know it was government cheese.
I used
just
to
knew
try
cheese
to,
that
I
was
used to try to
block of
slice
cheese.
it. It always break off.
Yup.
It don't go straight
Thick
down.
pieces.
Crazy.
That was some good
Your
cheese.
grilled
Crazy.
cheese sandwich be this thick. Word up.
Fact.
Mad cheese byproducts, combos.